So last week we covered what to do before you release new music. Now we're going to cover after you release new music. Cool, right? Now, before I tell you what you're doing wrong today, can you go ahead and click that subscribe button? It would be one thing that would be done right today, right? Correct? Right? So many rights. So artists or fans, if you're watching this video, how many times have you seen another artist post the infamous check out my music link and then just disappear into the void, never to be seen or heard from again? Or maybe once or twice on a different platform. I don't know, whatever the case is. But there's always like this little plague thing that says, hey, randomly, go check out my music. Yeah, that's never going to work. Why? Because most people that you're probably posting that in front of, despite being on social, just because you're out in public online doesn't mean that it's just automatically going to create a law of attraction here. It's not going to work because most people don't know you or haven't heard of you, aren't into your genre or your style of music, are interested in only familiar music and not the latest music. I mean, 80s and 90s, anyone? How many times have you gotten rickrolled lately? Are inundated with new and fleeting content daily, every freaking minute. I mean, oh my God, they need to see something at least 7 to 8 times at a minimum before it starts to register up here. And last but not least, they might not actually be your audience. So, I mean, that kind of wraps up the rest of them that I just mentioned, right? I mean, even based on my experience, when I see one of those, it immediately is like a boom. I get turned off. I tune out pretty quickly, and I'm just like, you know what? I just kind of like I don't want to say roll my eyes, but just kind of shake my head because I feel like that artist just burned a lot of bridges. So don't do it, please. Essentially, these check out my music links are promotional spam, or viewed as promotional spam, that just tells me that this artist thinks their music is the greatest thing since sliced bread, and if you don't listen to it in the next 5 minutes, it'll be outdated, and poof, you've missed out. So, to most unsuspecting consumers on social media, this type of engagement or experience is disruptive, and most will ignore that kind of disruption. Keep scrolling. Besides, if you think about it, if the artist who wrote, produced, recorded, put all this work into it is only going to care about promoting it for that short bit of time, then why in the hell would the audience care any longer than that amount of time or less? Really makes you wonder. Like I mentioned last week, the audience needs to know about it, about you, before the music is released. That way, there's a greater chance of them having less shock and actually maybe clicking the play button when they see it. But the 6-week minimum ramp up before the release is only part of it. It is important to have a plan to promote your music at least 3 months after its release. Promotional campaigns in any industry, especially music, need a minimum of 3 months to work, to be able to actually get out there, to get into the market and give it a chance. Because if you give it any less than that, you're not giving it a fair chance, and it'll be wasted art. A 3-month campaign should include a mix of channels and elements and assets that are posted where your audience is, not necessarily on every conceivable platform. If your audience is only on Facebook, or only on Instagram, or only on Twitter, or only on YouTube, or only on whatever, focus mainly on the one channel. You don't have to be everywhere. So when prepping your 3-month campaign, here are a few questions to consider or ask yourself. 1, which social platforms is your primary audience on? 2, do you have an email list of people waiting for your release? Don't ignore the true fans or the fans you already have. These are the ones that are going to care the most. 3, which streaming platforms or online stores should you even be using for your music? Where's your audience on those again? Where does your audience physically live? Because that might be helpful for any kind of like new music release shows, live shows. Don't just make this about online. Make this in person as well. fan connection, fan experience. What blogs or magazines, websites, or other publications does your audience read or gravitate towards? Get in front of them being on those publications in interviews and videos and podcasts. And finally, are there communities that are, Reddits or subreddits or any other place where they congregate so that you can just share it there? Because those are the people who are actually going to click play if you were to post something as simple as check out my music. Now, I can hear the younger artists, or maybe all artists in general, just saying, whoa, 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 3 months, that is a really long time. That is an eternity on the internet, buddy. Why would I do that? That can never work. True. But with the short attention span of people that you're taking advantage of with your short form content today, that is the exact thing that you should be playing into. So make sure that you are repeating this, because the more they see it, again, they have to see it at least 7 to 8 times at a minimum. Then it starts to ingrain that maybe I should go check them out. Most people aren't going to click on your link the first time they see it, or the second, or maybe even the 10th. But by the 8th, 9th, 10th, 15th, 20th time, it's going to be different for everyone. They're going to be like, oh, there's familiarity to this post now. I know who this person is, more so than the first post, and maybe I should check out their music. So give it time. Again, 3 months may be an eternity on the internet, but you have to play into the short attention spans and the short memory of people flipping through content. The more they see it, the more chance you have. If you don't remind them a few 100,000 times, your music might as well not exist. Again, so use the short attention span and the short memory to your advantage. Keep showing up, and eventually you'll take up space in their mind. That's how people work in general, and that's the psychology of it. Woo, psychology! So I hope you found today's video helpful. If you're listening to music and now can put these 2 videos together and say, let's do the 6 weeks before and the 3 months after I release, wow, that's a lot of promotional time. Yes, you might get bored yourself, but you know what? It might be the first time for a lot of your fans. So again, if you found today's video helpful, please hit the like button. Remember to hit subscribe. If you have any comments, leave them below, and I will see you next time.